My paid Boxycharm by Ipsy for the month of December is finally here. Isn't it weird? Today's the 11th. I got it a few days ago. I think I got it on the 8th. So it shipped fairly fast considering it is paid. You guys already know everything I should be getting in here because I do a review video of when I do my customizations and all of that. We are going to just make sure that the order is right, and then we're gonna dive on in and play around with the product. You guys, let me know in the comment section, how was your weekend? We went shopping on Saturday, just me, Juan, and the girls. On Sunday, Juan wanted to make burgers, like homemade burgers, and he wanted to grill them with charcoal instead of propane, so that is what we did. It was so good. We had burgers and hot dogs, and I had more than enough wine to make your girl happy. It was just a good weekend overall. I wish I had more weekends like that, but we're always busy. And if anyone's wondering, I have no tracks, no extensions. This is all my hair. I'm actually bummed that I had to trim off so much length, but at the same time, all of it was so thin, so it made no sense to have all that length when it was like super thin. All of this, like, I have hair back here, which is crazy. I have hair in the front, in the back. It's like I've got so much hair right now. It makes me really happy. Remember, I loved this one so much from the glam bag I got from Ipsy. I needed to snag 2 more. I was a little concerned. I was like, what if that one was like a special edition for the Ipsy glam bag and what I end up getting is smaller and different packaging? Nope. Literally the same, and they were only $3.50. Trust, if I see them again as add-ons, I'm gonna get 2 more. This is freaking amazing. So we'll use this one. I was gonna use Man Eater for today. Although I don't love the waterproof version as much as I love the original, this formula though, and the one just does its thing for me. I really wanted to use this one, but it's in my box, so we're going to play around with that. I did get the Rem Beauty. You guys, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Wait, Kim, I'm missing something. My box is missing something. I paid for these 2, and I paid for the Rem Beauty palette, which has something dirty here. What are you trying to get? No, that's mommy's. We have a problem, Cam. Something is missing. But which item is it that's missing? So I'm a little concerned. I opened it up, and this is dirty. I'm hoping it's just from packaging. In terms of the palette itself, everything is in good shape, and it doesn't look like it's been touched or anything, so I think it's more of the packaging. It crumbled up around the edges, although you would think they would have one of those little plastic divider thingies, but they don't. I ended up getting the Elman Beauty Duo, which I know I chose that. The Vitamin Boost Plumping Primer, which they chose for me. The Extraordinary Eye Brightening Under Eye thing. If that's the color, that is dark. Anyway, I got that, and I got the Persona Duo. My JLo Beauty is not in here. Hold on. I have to send them a message. I think this was the first time I had the experience. I wouldn't call it a privilege. The experience of reaching out to Ipsy via their bot, because there's really no other way to reach out to them to let them know that an item was missing. The bot does its thing. It was able to identify my account, and it had like a check-off box so that I can check off which item was missing, if I'm honest. Annoying. I love my box. I love being able to select items. I love the features. There's a lot of things that I love about the service. This is my first experience when it comes to that, and I'll tell you, I didn't like it. I feel like it's so impersonal, especially if they're charging you an extra $2 every single month. Not to mention, it says someone will get back to you, and worst case, it'll take up to 7 days for you to get a replacement item. I think that's kind of annoying. I'm just saying. And I don't want points. I don't want them to sit here and tell me, well, it's out of stock, we can give you points. I don't want points. I either want a partial refund, $5 is fine, give me a store credit. I don't want points. But anyway, let's go ahead and begin playing around with the product. I am going to do the Plumping Primer with Vitamin Boost by Ciate London. Here is our packaging. And it has a pumper. That is the formula. It's a little runny, but not too much. It is a very light nudie pink, and the fragrance, to me, it's between watermelon and cucumber, or like a blend of them. Very light and airy and pretty. I was gonna say something and now I forgot. How do these things happen to us? Oh, that feels good. It feels nice. It feels really soft on the skin. I'm gonna use the Ciate London. This is supposed to be like a CC cream thing for the under eye, right? Under eye perfector. Mine is in the shade medium. This medium looks like a really deep shade, but that is your packaging. And if anything, it looks like it has a seal. Looks like a good shade if I look at the pot. Okay, it doesn't smell like anything. I think I may be able to get away with this, but I'll use a brush. I'm gonna use a crown brush. Oh, this is not a super thick cream. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's not a stiff cream. Look at how much it picked up. There's already a dent in there. Think of the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas, just thicker. All right, so I've got my little mirror. I'm gonna apply this with a brush and then I'll blend it out with a sponge. But I wanna get into these little areas here. Guys, I am so rested, but somehow I look tired and my brain, I was gonna say something and it had to do with the Ipsy thing and now I can't think of it. It is a color corrector, so you do not have to apply as much as I'm applying, but you guys know that less is more in my book. So I'm gonna use this color corrector as a concealer. I will not go over this with a concealer. Well, should I? Let's see. Maybe I should, just so that we can see, because technically you can use a color corrector as long as it's an appropriate shade. I mean, if it's salmon, you're gonna have to go in with a concealer, or if it's a purple one or a green one, then obviously you want to color over that color corrector so it's not a shade that's not appropriate for the under eye. But this shade looks really good under the eye in terms of it looking like a concealer. So technically speaking, you can just apply this, blend it out with a sponge, and then go in with your powder. I was going to do that, but I also feel like some of us might use this to actually color correct and might want to go over it with a concealer. So let's do that. Let's see how that's going to work. But I'm going to go in very light-handed with my concealer. I'm going to use my KVD one and I'll go lightly over it. And then we're experimenting here together, okay? Then I'm going to use the opposite side of the brush that has none of that product and I'll tap that concealer right over it. Let's see how that goes. And then, of course, I'm going to go in with a sponge, like I said, because I like it to look light and flawless under the eye. I don't have a wet beauty sponge, so I'm going to use my Benefit Super Set. She said, hey. My Super Setter to kind of moisten my little sponge. And then I'll tap that onto the under eye area. I wonder if using these two together will make a difference. I have to apply my foundation and stuff like that. I'm going to end up using the Dose of Color one today. I have tried it twice and it's actually been really nice. I bought this off of the Ipsy shops also. And then I'm going to use my Anista Beauty Pinnacle foundation brush, which is really nice. Now that we have our primer on the skin, it's been absorbed and it's set. Let's see how this all fuses together and works together. Hopefully it works together. Okay, I'm getting my hair out of my face. Anybody else has all these moños at home, but when you need one, you can't find one, whether it's a claw or a scrunchie? Like, you know you have a bunch of moños at home, but somehow in that moment that you're like, oh, let me just pick up my hair, you're like, where'd it go? I don't do all this so I would have to go in and set it, use other powders and stuff like that. Like a bronzer, in this case, I would go with a powdered blush. Okay, let's set the under eye. It is a nice foundation. It's just not gonna be something that's gonna work well for everyone unless you adapt your routine specifically with this foundation based on your skin type, right? The under eye looks nice. I don't know what that's gonna look like throughout the day, but it's okay. I'm not like obsessed with it. There's nothing too different about the under eye area in my opinion. Then again, I know that I do not have some crazy under eye issues. So if you tried this color corrector under the eye and you find that you love it, let me know how it works for you. What is it doing for you? Does it make your under eyes look brighter, less puffy, youthful, no lines? I really want to hear your feedback. In terms of the primer, I mean, the foundation worked well with the primer. It's all looking good. The powder over the primer is looking all right. I find that it doesn't look as smooth on my skin like the foundation. Normally, I would go in with the Smashbox one, the Benefit one, or no primer at all, and the foundation looks nice. Here, it almost seems like it's emphasizing texture. And I'm applying the foundation the way I've applied it before. I'm not doing anything very different. The only thing I've done that's different is going to be the under eye. I'm gonna take the brush with whatever product is left. I normally go into my clean canvas. Y'all know I love that baby, but I feel like I'm just going to use up whatever's on this brush. And we're gonna prep the lids for Rem Beauty. I've heard a lot of good things about that palette, but I've also heard that it's not where it's at. So let's see. I'm gonna dip into this red tone and I'm gonna add that baby on the crease. I am going to take my brush. I'm really gonna blend this baby through. I'm gonna take a fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna go into this cream shade. It's not a cream, it's like a coffee color, but it's great for the crease. I'm gonna tap out and I'm gonna go over the edge of that red and I'm gonna blow this out. Now, blending takes time. Y'all already know that. So don't judge me when I cut between one and the other. So I'm literally going over that crease. We're going to add some more red, but I'm going over that crease and blending it out along with that brown shade. It creates a really nice gradient. Again, we're going to go a little darker on the crease so it all works out in the end for sure. And I'm going to take an eyeshadow brush. I'm going to dip into this copper shade and I'm going to tap that all over the lid from beginning to end. You know, so far, 3 shades and they're impressive. This is my very first Rem Beauty eyeshadow palette. I'm glad I went with this one. They had 2 different versions. They had one that you can kind of smoke out, and then the other one was a much more like everyday wearable neutrals palette. I wanted to go with something that can allow me to get really creative. I'm gonna take a super teeny tiny brush. I'll dip into that red shade and now I'm gonna apply that directly on the crease. I'm gonna go back in with that fluffy brush that I had initially applied the red, and I'm gonna diffuse that edge, and then we're as red as we're gonna get. Anyway, this red is really nice. Now we're not done with the eyeshadow palette, but I wanna use the eyeliners. Oh, drop them. As I mentioned in my choice video, I've got a brown and I've got a plum. We're going plum, but let's see how plum this actually is. Perfect. That's gonna go well with the eye. I'm gonna take this plum and drag it as close to the lash line as possible, and then I'll pull up. And then I'll use a smudge brush to smudge that in. I'll keep going back and forth until I get the intensity I want. With the very same smudge brush, I'll dip into the black and then the brown right next to it. Kind of customizing my own shade because I don't want it to be too crazy at first and I don't know what that's gonna look like. I'm gonna tap on the back of my hand and then I'll go ahead and smudge some of that eyeshadow on the outer areas. And then of course, I'll use the same brush we've been using all along, kind of blend over that. Using that teeny tiny brush we used at the top, I'm gonna blend whatever's left on that brush on the bottom lash line. These are so pigmented that I did not have to dip into the palette again or the bottom lash line. I'm applying the plum on the waterline. And I'm gonna use that very same brush. There's not much left. So the brush that we used for the color corrector, I'm gonna kind of clean this bottom area of the eye. It's pretty dried down, so we don't have to worry about it making any changes to what we have going on. You guys already know the mascara that I got in the box because I love this so much. I'm not gonna open those. I already have this one. So I am gonna pack this at the bottom, build it at the top. And you know what? I'm thinking I was gonna apply lashes, but I feel like we can get away with no lashes today. I'm gonna give myself a minute and really work on building this mascara. All right, and then we're gonna finish off the look with the lippy. If you're wondering what I did that it looks different, I literally just built the mascara at the top. I did 3 coats at the top. I added bronzer, blush, and I cleaned out my brows because these babies are bushy and we need to wax them, and I wasn't ready to do that today. That's it, but it all comes together fairly well. This is the Elmen Beauty Duo, and this one is in the shade Ibiza. So you have Ibiza as a liquid lip and then Ibiza as a gloss, and those are the 2 shades. I'm gonna apply the gloss just so that you guys can see what that's gonna look like. Oh, the applicator, I didn't try the gloss on the other one. The applicator on this one, at least from what I am noticing, I don't recall the other. This smells really good. It's very flimsy. Look. So here is Ibiza the gloss. I grabbed the P. Louise lip liner because I feel like this is what we need for today's look. Ibiza has little glitters because I have glitters on my lips now. Let's try the matte version. Oh, that's the gloss, girl. That's the gloss. Let's try the other side, the matte. They are fragranced. It smells like paradise. It smells really pretty. Let's ombre this baby up a little bit. Here is the completed look. I've got thoughts. Elmen Beauty, beautiful. The eyeshadow palette did its thing. All the colors blended well together. They blended beautifully without the clean canvas, so that tells you the pigmentation, that formula is stunning. I didn't have to work hard to get it together. The Persona liners, y'all know I love them, which is why I selected another duo of colors that I didn't already own. The primer, although nice, first impressions made me look super dewy, and your girl is still dewy even though I have applied powders on top. So I am going to give this another try. I'm gonna do it 2 more times with this behind the scenes and on video. I will be using it with 2 different kinds of foundation formulas. I want to see how this is going to perform. Am I gonna look dewy every single time, or is it just this combo that made it what it is for today? I don't know. We'll see how that goes. It feels comfortable. It looks good. It looks flawless on the skin. It's just very dewy, and I want to do my job properly and let you guys know whether or not this is for everyone. Is it for my dry skin girlies? Is it gonna work for combo skin, or should people with oily skin even try this baby? I don't know. As of right now, we're gonna have to go ahead and try her at least 1 to 2 more times. And no, I didn't forget that I'm missing a product. I will follow up with you guys and let you know what's happening when I find out, but that is super annoying. And then the Ciate London. I think my under eyes look good. They look really good. But I also feel like my under eyes look like this. Just personal opinion. My under eyes tend to look like this with my regular makeup application. So did this do anything super extra or special? For me personally, I don't notice it, at least not right now. Maybe it's because I'm well rested, maybe because I applied my concealer right over it. I don't know. So I'm gonna try this again. I think it worked beautiful as a base for the eyes though. So worst case, I will multitask this. But if you do have this, have you tried it? Are you getting it in your box? I want to know your feedback just in case. So if you visit this video later, once you got your box, you've given it a try, you like it, you don't like it, come back. Let us know what you think. It is time we say hello to our channel members, the G Squad. These beautiful people here on screen along with me are my G Squad members. They have chosen to join this channel as a member and support us at a higher level. When you join channel memberships, you unlock exclusive perks like a private community page just for channel members, special emojis. YouTube will give you your own little badge letting everyone know that you are a channel member. YouTube will also highlight your comments in the comment section for the entire channel, and you'll gain access to exclusive videos and additional giveaways. I want to thank my G Squad for supporting the channel at a higher level, showing us so much love. You have no idea how helpful this is to me and my family and how amazing it makes us feel. And if you're interested in joining the G Squad, all you really need to do is hit that join button below, and if you don't see it on your device, no worries, you can always find the link in the description box below. Now you'll see 2 playlists pop here on screen that has way more beauty content I think you guys will really enjoy, so I hope you check it out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.